What's up guys, SkyKevin here, aka Kurtotic, and today I'm bringing you a quick look at the game Age of Wonders by Triumph Studios. I'm going over the basic functionality of the game, as well as some tips and tricks to help you get ahead. So, let's get started. This is Age of Wonders, a turn-based strategy game similar to Heroes of Might and Magic with a hexagonal tile-based movement system. The game has a single-player campaign as well as a user-created skirmish mode where each player can lead armies made up of the 12 different races available in the game. To start, you want to move around the map with your units, capturing certain cities and resources that you might find. Sometimes, cities will join you for money, whereas others will fight you for it. You can also find dungeons and other miscellaneous points of interest around the map that will help you. Every unit you control can be put into a squad of up to 8 units. Each unit has its own abilities and stats based on the type. Your heroes can level up and earn special skills or spells, whereas the basic units get promotions based on combat experience. New units can be added to your army by either capturing them when you take over a city or produced in the cities that you currently own. Each city has an alignment which can be hostile, friendly, or neutral. If you don't like the city's current alignment, you can migrate your own faction to that city and change it respectively. Cities also produce gold that is required to build new units, as well as some upgrades and bonuses. If you really want to, you can also pillage or raze the cities, which will give you resources but demolish the city in the process. Magic is used by priests or your heroes in the game. They can cast spells based on a total mana pool that's controlled by what resources you have on the map. This is shown in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. This is often important to keep track of when you're using spells, especially ones that have a constant upkeep of mana to buff your units or summon units to fight for you. Further, you research new spells for your hero as the turns go by. The speed of the research is taken from that mana pool per turn for that map. Lastly, the combat in the game can either be a similar turn-based system on a smaller map where you control each unit's movement and attacks, or you can just click the auto button and simulate the fight. The game is old, but it definitely has its merits as a simple and fun game with a very unique city capturing system and campaign to go off of. Tip number 1. After every map on the campaign, you can carry over a certain gold's worth of items and units to the next map. Make sure you keep this in mind when you're about to finish a map. Tip number 2. Although it's faster and easier to use the auto button for combat, usually it doesn't use your units very effectively. This often leads to some dying. Try to use this only when you know your squad has the upper hand. Otherwise, you may sustain casualties with your promoted units especially. Tip number 3. If your main hero dies, you immediately lose the map. It may be a good idea to make your hero into a tankier style unit with a high HP versus a ranged or magic class that might die quite easily. Tip number 4. In order to get into some towns, they may have walls and gates. If they do, you will need some sort of siege units to first break down the walls or gates in order to capture the city, even when trying to use auto battle. Tip number 5. If you're low on gold, you can make your cities make more by changing its build queue to produce merchandise. This is the best option when your city isn't producing anything to give you a little bit of extra gold. Tip number 6. Every turn, your hero can only channel a certain amount of mana into his or her spells. If you want to lower that channeling time, you have to level up the spellcasting skill on that hero. It will let you use spells with a larger mana cost, but use them much quicker. That's it for today, guys. If you liked it, click here to go to my channel, or click here to see one of my previous lightning lessons. Please leave a comment if this video helped you in any way, and as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.